Good afternoon, everyone. You are welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Christine Davis, and this is The Conversation. Now, today we're going to be talking about an interesting topic. And you might be wondering, why are we talking about investing with Nigerian companies? It is because we've had quite a number of them that have gone down the drain. And one might ask, is it a curse to invest with Nigerian companies? Are there companies in Nigeria that have investors that are not suing and crying that someone has run away with their hard-earned money? All of this will be on the discussion today, so stick around, don't go nowhere. We'll be right back after this break. You're welcome back. Now, the first thing we want to discuss is, does a Nigerian even know what an investment is? Most people that I've come across in my years in network marketing and being an investor, most of them have asked me a simple question. What is the difference between an investment, a legitimate investment that will stand the test of time, and a ponzi scheme? Now, let me just quickly clarify that, okay? Now, a legitimate investment is one that has a product or a service, okay? There's actually something that is generating the income. You're not only getting money from one person, Mr. A, and paying it to Mr. B. While a ponzi scheme or a pyramid scheme is, a scheme or a platform where people come in and do some sort of crowdfunding with the promise that you are going to get benefits later on. So you have people putting in 3,000 to get 10,000 in 2 months. You have people putting in 1 million to get 10 million in 4 months. There is no product or service in such a business, okay? I won't call it an investment because that's not how investments work. So anytime you see that there is no product or a service that is generating the profit that will be used to pay out investors, run. That is a Ponzi scheme. That is red flags all the way. One of the reasons why I think most people, or Nigerians, to be specific, fall into these kinds of schemes is because of greed. They think that every single platform is a money doubling platform. If not, how else do you explain paying in 1 million naira to get out 4 or 5 million naira, sometimes even 10 million naira within a space of 3 or 6 months without a product or a service to generate that service? How? Okay, so like I was saying, these are the reasons why Nigerians are always falling into Ponzi schemes, both by Nigerians and even foreign companies. It doesn't matter. Ponzi schemes exist whether in Nigeria or outside, okay, or outside Nigeria. So what you need to do is to be on high alert. Get the information necessary. Stop being greedy, okay? Greed does not take you anywhere. Get the necessary information that you need to get. So let's get down to the topic for today, and what we're going to be discussing, like I said earlier, is Nigerian companies and why is it that all of them have gone down the drain. Would you advise anybody at all to invest with Nigerian companies, looking at the history of all the Nigerian companies that we're going to be discussing today? Or would you rather say, go and put your money in a foreign investment? It's safer that way. Let's take a look at the first Nigerian investment and what is happening. I will take a look at the remaining. There are more than 10. Trust me, you're going to have a fantastic time. Let's take a look at the first one. First person is Kayode Joshua. He promoted Quintessential, mobilized 8 billion naira from individuals, and ran until FCID arrested, detained, and charged him in court. Guess what? A judge granted him bail. He is currently alleged at a bench warrant has been issued for his second arrest. Who knows if they're going to get him? Let's go ahead to the second company. Enyolagbenga Olutobosun. He ran Tyson Farms, currently at large after diverting hundreds of millions of naira meant for farm investments. He is presumed to be in hiding in Ibadan. Next company, Rackstally. Now, an investment platform owned by Michael Chidebere Oti, also known as Black Gold, promoted by some top celebrities and scammed millions of Nigeria within 9 months. Take note of the time frame, people. I'm coming to talk about that. Now, you also have Wale Jana. Okay, he promoted Sapphire Sense and crowdfunded hundreds of millions of naira from subscribers, being arrested multiple times by law enforcement agencies, but is currently at large. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Adesoji Adeyemi, former staff of liquefied natural gas and LNG Bonny, Rivers State. Okay, Adeyemi sold farm investments to his LNG colleagues, and other companies mobilized hundreds of millions of naira via Adeco Farms, resigned, and is currently at large. Let me stop here and tell you that when they say you're currently at large, it means that you are not in custody, not undergoing any form of prosecution, nothing. Maybe even free roaming the streets of your country. Let's move on to the next one. And we have Kunle Adesua. He promoted Poyoyo investments and scammed innocent Nigerians of billions of naira. He is currently at large. Again, I think it should be like our 8th company or so, if I'm not mistaken. Alright, let's go ahead. Ademola Akinyemi, CEO of Farm Setter, currently at large, mobilized hundreds of millions from subscribers and no longer available or accountable. He has simply disappeared or vanished, as they always say. Now we have Alele Sonny Isere, CEO of Isomen Farms, collected hundreds of millions of Nigerians from subscribers and currently at large. Alright. And we also have Adama J. Adama. He promoted CPAS and mobilized millions, billions of naira from Nigerians. He lied that he had been hacked and went abroad. Okay, law enforcement agencies raided his hideout last month in Benue. He has escaped, and guess what? This is the shocker. He is running for the APC House of Representatives tickets. Wow. And we have Harrison Osenwigi. He is the founder of HO Coin, which promised, now note this, 50% ROI, that return on investment, and later disappeared with over 500 million of investors' funds, currently wanted by the Interpol. And then we have Francis Adams Uju, CEO of ADFX. This is a recent one. Defrauded investors of billions of naira and currently at large. And then we have Abraham Ogege, founder of Abidini Rice. He is currently at large and hiding in Benue State. Collected hundreds of millions of naira from citizens and disappeared. Now the list goes on and on and on and on. And of course, you won't blame Nigerians. We also have MBA. Okay, the last one that just crumbled. Why? I'll tell you what I personally think from all of this conversation. You and I know that Nigeria is a lawless country. And I say this without any form of remorse, because this is exactly what is happening time and time again. So you don't expect some sort of justice or law enforcement from a lawless state. Okay? So that in itself would allow, people who have fraudulent intentions to rip people of their hard-earned money and not have anyone to go after them and get investors' money back. You have, the regulatory bodies that are supposed to be, having the interest of citizens at hand, and even them cannot be trusted. So the first thing I would say that has given a rise to all of these companies and why they have been able to do what they have been able to do is because Nigeria in itself is a lawless state. So how do you expect law and order in a state without law and order? That's one. Secondly, Nigerians are greedy. So sometimes when things like this happen, I am, I'm not even moved. I'm not empathic towards them. I'm not bothered. Why? Because how do you expect to receive a monthly ROI of 50%? That is just outrageous. Who does that? Investments that are legitimate and legal pay at least from 8 to 15% annually, sometimes even, annually, sometimes even up to 16 months. Okay, sometimes even 2 years. So when an ROI, that's a return on investment, seems too good to be true, they tell you can pay you 45% in a month, 50% in a month, some even get 200% in 2 months, and you take your hard-earned money and put it there. Trust me, it doesn't mean you are wise. It simply means that you do not know what to do with your money, because there is no product or service that can generate that amount of profit within that stipulated time period. Another thing that I would also like to point out is the fact that Nigerians do not like getting information. All you do is get investment advice from a family friend or a cousin who is no investment or financial expert. Now, these people simply tell you, oh, I put in money here and I cashed out. And of course, that's how Ponzi schemes work. The first 2-3 people will always cash out. But what happens to the people down the line? And without getting proper information, all you do is pick your hard-earned money and put it there. And before you know what's happening, everybody has disappeared. Are we saying that investments are not a real thing? Are we saying that all investments are Ponzi schemes or scams? No, that's not what we're saying. We're just saying that when it looks too good to be true, that's one. When the ROI, that's the return on investment, does not make sense, okay? It's extreme. It doesn't make sense over the stipulated time. When there is no service or product, and when you don't see the founders of the company, that there are people that have a track record of making people successful, okay? Please, it is a red flag. Do not put your money there. There's no company that is faceless. We know the owners of most of the companies that are doing well. For God's sake, Elon Musk just bought Twitter for $44 billion. We know that because the owners of these companies are not faceless. So any company that's genuine, you would know the founders. They will have a track record. You will know whether they are billionaires or they have a fraudulent past. Okay, so these are some of the things that you really need to check and make sure before you put in your hard-earned money. Stop allowing your relations, your friends, your colleagues, people that do not have any financial knowledge or cannot advise you appropriately on finances, take your financial decisions for you. They are paying out is not a reason to put in your hard-earned money. And in conclusion, like I said, you want to look out for companies that have reasonable ROIs, have a product and a service, and have been existent for at least 2 years, okay, and have a track record of what they say they are doing very conveniently before you put in your hard-earned money. It has been fun having this conversation with you guys. We'll see you next time on The Conversation Money Talks with Christine. Bye for now.